What's up, fam? Let me show you how to install these LA Choppers XXX aftermarket air filters on your M109R. Stay tuned. What's happening, fam? Welcome back to the channel. Hope everybody's doing well. So it is over 100 degrees. I'm inside my trailer. My bike is pretty much out of commission right now. I was the one that put it out of commission because my ECU got sent out today to pretty much free up the this bike as it should be, because the bike is so restricted, especially from the factory. But anyway, guys, as you guys seen, I've done a lot of videos so far on this bike for like TPS, the tank bra, the engine guards, floorboards, and what have you. And now, as you saw from the intro, I'm installing the, you could either call it the LA Choppers XXX or the Baron XXX dual air filter kit. This will take you about roughly around 2 hours, guys. In case you're wondering, LA Choppers and Barons are like the same company. The filters are like damn interchangeable. This part number is the BA2381-00B. Obviously B for black, or you have the -00, which is the chrome. Okay, and obviously you could see that bad boy right here. I wish they actually made the plate, had a choice of making the plate in black. That's the old air filter from the left side. So the left side is in already. So I just want to give you a little bit of insight on what's happening on the right side. It's pretty much identical to the left, except I think there's no spacer on this bottom bolt down here. On the left side, on the bottom bolt, there is a spacer that you have to reuse. So don't lose it, okay? On the other side, this is the right side. On the left side, there's a spacer that you have to reuse. But anyway, guys, the reason why I have my ECU out getting flashed is because in that box over there, I have my custom exhaust that I'm going to be installing on here. And the exhaust, as you guys know, there's a servo on these bikes. There's a harness running to the servo that the ECU is telling it to open and close. And that servo has cables connected to the exhaust, okay, which helps with, I guess, back pressure to make the bike run better, I guess. But who knows, you know what I mean? It's probably some EPA BS. But anyway, the reason why I'm having the ECU flashed now is so that once I install the exhaust, okay, and reinstall the ECU, I'll be able to take out the entire servo, unplug it, and friggin' throw it in the garbage. Like, because the cool thing about flashing the ECU is that you can eliminate the servo from the ECU, and you don't need a servo buddy like to plug up into the servo, you know what I mean, to get rid of your FI light. But anyway, I digressed. So guys, basic things that you're gonna need. You're gonna need a torque wrench, okay? You're gonna need an H4 hex socket, okay? H4 hex socket. You're gonna need Phillips head, flat head, probably a pick, okay, because you have to take out the gasket that it's in the back of this filter right here. There's a little rubber gasket that runs in there. You have to take that out and reinstall it into here, okay? So food for thought. Let me see. You're gonna need a 10 mil wrench when you're tightening down these pieces over here, and whatever else, I'll let you guys know. But also, yeah, to break these, obviously you're gonna need an extension to reach in there and break these bolts, because these bolts are factory. Also, guys, so the first thing you do is take off this bolt right here, this bolt right here. This whole thing is gonna start to shake. Now, what's gonna happen is behind this, okay, all the way in the back, you'll be able to pull this slightly and loosen the Phillips head screw that's holding this down. Okay? Now, once you feel it, you could pull it down slightly to take it out of this boot. Don't yank it out of there. Okay? Don't yank it out, because there's a breather tube right behind this. Okay, so I'm gonna time lapse and show you what I'm talking about. All right, guys, so in the directions, they pretty much say, take the gasket out of here, okay, and lace it along exactly where it matches up. See like over here how it matches up? Let me see. Yep. See like how the gasket looks like it matches these grooves here? So you gotta take it out. But before you do that, because what happens is sometimes you take out the gasket, and that's why I told you, you know, a little pick or something like that will help. It'll just help pick the gasket out nice and easy. When you take this out, I actually ran into this issue on the other side. The gasket tends to be a little bigger than this and this. They actually like really stuff it in there good, and like it's like really bunched together. So when you take it out, it can actually be like a little bit longer. So you have to take your time and feed it properly, you know, in that pattern. But before you do that, the best thing to do is take 3 of these hex bolts right here, right? They're actually, if you notice the angle, see over here, the head is like beveled in, okay? It drops into those 3 spots only, okay? And then you run these extensions onto them. And that's why I told you, you need a 10 mil wrench, because a 10 mil wrench would go here, as you saw in the time lapse, okay? That 10 mil wrench would go right here, that you could turn it clockwise and then use your hex bolt and turn it clockwise at the same time to make sure all 3 spots are nice and tight. Now, once you do that, then I would tell you to drop the gasket in here, okay? Because now right after you drop the gasket in here, now you're gonna be putting the stock big backing onto it. So now you don't have to lift this and flip it over, because what happened was on the other side, when I put the gasket in here, reading the directions, and then tried to put these extensions in, the gasket kept falling out. I'm like, son of a monkey. So that's what ended up happening. So now that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take the gasket out, lace it in there, and just match this up. And look, if you notice, these big holes over here, these big holes, okay? Watch this. They mate up perfectly to this entire piece, like this. This big thing, it literally mates up perfectly with that piece. So now, once everything is together, the 3 screws that we saved from where the air filter housing was, that goes in 3 of the holes, okay? Let me see. 1, it's the holes where you can see light through. 1 over here, and this one over here. There's only 3 of them. And then on the other side, in these holes here, 1, 2, 3, okay? In those 3 holes, you're running these 3 Phillips heads right here, okay? Now remember, these over here, don't over tighten them, because you don't want to round the threads or anything like that. So be careful. Alright guys, so this is how it pretty much looks in a nutshell. Everything is tightened down. All the bolts and screws are in. As I told you before, there's 3 screws in the back, the ones you saved from taking out the old air filter. That's in here, here, and up here. And these 3 Phillips head here you got with the kit. Okay, the 3 screws that I just showed you in the back of it. Okay, see how they come through right here? Okay, so this plate is made for that. Okay, so now all you got to do is reattach the plate. Okay, reattach the plate to this intake hose right here. Now don't forget this freaking breather line that connects back here. Hook that in first, don't forget it, otherwise you might find that your bike is running like shit. Okay, alright guys, so now that everything is pretty much almost finished, you put the filter on here, and this cinch plate right here, see how it has an edged ring? That pretty much goes like this. And pretty much you're aligning the cinch plate with these 3 extensions right there. And you should have 4 bolts remaining. 3 black ones that looks like this, with that beveled top that sits perfectly in here like so. So it sits nice and flush. 3 of those, and 1 shiny beveled edge one that goes, that's the last one that we're gonna install. All right. Well, that's all she wrote, guys. Definitely like, subscribe, comment, let me know what you think. It's a pretty easy install, to tell you the truth. It's just that lining up the gasket, I think probably like the hardest thing, and also getting to this Phillips head screw back there, that is a pain in the ass. Just remember, loosen up the bolts and you could pull it forward about, I would say about 1/2 inch to 1 inch, and you can get it. Also guys, the 3 bolts under this, the cinch plate bolts, the black plate under here, don't forget, you got to torque it 3 to 5, somewhere around there, 3 to 5 pound-feet of torque. This one as well. I tightened up this one. This one is actually, I did it like around, I would say like 4 to 5, but as I said, it's not going anywhere. And what happens is once you torque it down anywhere from 3 to 5 pound-feet, you'll see that the rubber here, it starts to spread on the plate. It'll spread on the plate and seal it. It'll seal around it. It's a really nice seal too, man. And guys, you could do this shit yourself instead of paying somebody to do it, if you get what I'm saying. But it looks freaking super nice. Again, guys, like, subscribe, comment, let me know what you think. I'll link it in the description. Special thanks to JC from Mean Cycles. He got me these super quick. Again, guys, hopefully you can do this yourself now, and I guess I'll talk to you guys soon. Take it easy.